Hey, good morning, Manar.
Um,
All right, I'm just waiting for, let me get our live stream started and then you can start playing here in a second. I know it's probably, hey, good morning. Oh, there's our live stream. Okay. All right, now let me get our info in. All right, so Manar, just make sure you've got your um original, oh, there it is. Yep, there's your original sound. All right, sounding good. And I think you're the only, yeah, you're the only person on the program this morning, so we'll just play and go from there. Um, when you're ready, just tell us the name of the piece you're playing and the composer, and then we can go ahead and hear your piece. Okay.
yeah. My name is Manhar, and today I'll be playing Railroad Blues by David Blackwell.
Right. All right. Okay, great work. Yeah, this is a nice piece, Manar. Really, yeah, really nice work with a lot of these. There's some. I know there's some tricky chromatic notes, right? All these the flats and sharps in here. Um, that was sounding terrific. Um, so let's work on. I know. So, what are some of the trickier? What was tricky about learning this piece?
Um, I think the trend, like moving my hands around,
Mm-hmm.
like the last line of the first page.
Oh, like so shifting, kind of shifting your left hand.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is kind of tricky to find. Can you try? Actually, can you play your left hand right there at that last line, like measure eight? Yeah, yeah. No, see, that was good. And it's kind of you have some kind of common notes or neighbor notes where you can creep up there. Um, I thought your rhythm was great. Can we try so looking at this last, so like measure 11, I know it's the first measure of the second page, but it's like musically it's kind of like the ending of the ending of all the stuff on the first page, right? um so when you play this with your right hand, which notes are kind of the most important notes? Mm-hmm.
I I don't really know.
Well, I mean, what do you feel like as you play it?
Like the first note, like the cover. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I know they're all right. They're all important, but yeah. So like this one, right? Bottom, bottom, and then bottom. Yeah. Right. So can you? What fingers are you putting on these? Let's just take a look at the. These are the really like. These are probably the most important notes to hit, right? So we got five. Oop. So we've got five, and you can use actually instead of four. I think so. Three might be a little bit easier. See if three is a little bit easier when we play this. And then you've got two, right? Two on G. And then you're going to kind of replace that with five. So can you just play the outline? So just the D, D, G, G with the fingers you need, right? So five, five, and then two on G. Try that. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, good. So now see if you can fit in the other notes. Bottom, bottom, and then bottom, bum. Kind of almost like your hands falling towards those. 5, 3, 5, 3, 2, 1, 5. All right, slowly. Yeah. Yeah, good, right? So I think that this is tricky. I know, like, I don't think it's a problem with you understanding the rhythm because your rhythm was very good. And I could hear you really focusing on getting all the counts in there in the rest of the piece. I think it's just a matter of maybe some finger traffic here because you've got several of those dotted rhythms in a row, right? So there's a little bit more movement here. Um, let's see, can we try working up to that somewhere? Or can you add the left hand in here
Alright.
and maybe go on to that? Oh yeah, and then this rhythm is weird. Yeah, this one line I just wanted to focus on because this is one place where the rhythm was a little bit. You seemed a little bit unsure sometimes. I'm trying to figure that out here. So we've got and here, right? So this is not the reason this is weird is because this is not in the rhythm. This is not very similar to any of the other rhythms in the piece. So we've got one, and then that's right on two. One, two, da, da, da. So can you play? Don't let the eighth rest distract you. This is really just going to sound like a quarter note with a little bit of space. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So can you try that? Just try that one measure right here. Yeah. So what you could think silently, right? I know we're only playing this dotted rhythm right here, but think of placing that on all the other notes too, so that you can hear. We can keep it in an even rhythm the whole way. So think in your head 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Try that one more time. Bomb. Good. Yeah, that was better, right? So sometimes, right, if you've got like a complicated rhythm that's only happening in one, on one particular count or in one particular part of the measure, sometimes it helps practicing to kind of pretend like that's happening silently on all the other counts in the measure, right? And that helps you mentally keep it nice and even for the rest of the measure because you're accounting for when you have to do something. If you have to do something tricky or fancy on one particular part, pretend like that's going on at all the other parts so you keep everything nice and even. That sounded terrific. So does that all make sense, Menard?
Yeah.
So the two things, right? Two things, in this again, sounded really good. I was just kind of looking for some practice tools that you can maybe bring to other pieces, right? One thing, right? If you've got, and they both have to do with if you've got like something that's a little busy or rhythmically complicated. So number one here, because the fingering shifts were tricky, and you know, there's other parts of this like this, but what you can do is kind of practice the outline notes first, because then you can practice these are the important notes that I want to hit with those fingers. And then you can kind of add back in. Once you're confident just doing those, then you can add back in all the notes, right? So that's one thing. Then just the second thing, right? If you've got, this is more about sort of keeping yourself even, right? If you've got a particularly complicated count, project that onto every other part of the measure, even if it's not happening, right? That keeps everything even. So when it does come up, it's right in time. Okay. But nice work. So Manar, this was sounding great. All right, I'll let you go. I'll see you later. Okay. Thanks for
Bye.
coming. Great job.